Karma. Alonso backs Lance Stroll as future world champion. Thoughts?
Either Lawrence Stroll has been paying Alonso a lot of money to say this, either the Aston Martin car is going to be about 10 seconds faster than its nearest challenger, or Alonso finally needs to retire because he went absolutely dual alley in the heat.
Yes, he says Stroll will be a future title contender / world champion.
Option D. He's blowing smoke up Lance Stroll's arse so that when he whitewashes him this season, it makes Alonso look even better.
Could be that. But Alonso says he's going to shortcut Aston Martin's success. I don't know if that means he's literally going to cut every track.
He'd need to win a world title for fuck's sake.
No, I mean, he literally would too, but come on. Lance Stroll, let's be real. Who's worse than Lance Stroll in the grid? I'd say he's better than Albon. I've seen more from Lance Stroll to suggest to me that he's better than Albon. Right? So he's better than a Nick de Vries. He's better than a Logan Sargent who just came onto the grid. He's better than Yuki Tsunoda.
I don't think Lance Stroll's bad. I just don't think
he's very inconsistent. You look at a Magnussen and Hulkenberg, they're consistent. Lance Stroll can be the worst driver on the grid, and then there's points where he can literally look like a top 5 driver.
Yep.
Where he scores podiums in cars that are awful. When he got pole in Turkey, I mean, for half of that Turkish Grand Prix,
that was a masterclass. That was an absolute masterclass, but the second half of the race was an absolute disaster. And, he blames it on the pit stops, but I'm pretty sure Perez ran the same strategy as him.
Yeah.
And Perez ended up finishing, second in that race?
Exactly.
So, it doesn't make any sense as to why Lance Stroll fell. But up until the first half, Lance Stroll, he was batting Perez, there's no doubt about it. He looked like a world beater, but you know what?
But that's half a Grand Prix, of course. There's 20 odd Grand Prix a year.
Maybe Alonso's basing it on that half a race.
He actually goes to mention that in the article, but I know that. Can you smell what Alonso's cooking? And it's 2 duffel bags worth of cash. But I thought I had to make a fit in this because come on, man. Blink twice, Alonso, if you're being held hostage, because I don't know what he's thinking, but Aston Martin, they finished 7th last year. I'm under no illusion that they're going to get more points than last year, for the simple fact is Alonso's better than Vettel.
If Alonso says Lance Stroll's a future race winner...
The world champion, mate.
You could buy it, you know what I mean?
Oh, race winner, aye.
If he said that, you could be like, he could maybe get lucky, or maybe Aston Martin will produce a good car, but I just... See, when I think of future world champions, I just don't see Lance Stroll as one of them.
No.
I think of future world champions, I think of Leclerc and Norris, maybe Sainz. I'm trying to think of other people.
Lance Stroll will be there, but he won't be winning it.
Aye, well, he'll be on the grid, because his daddy's not going to allow him to lose his seat, but, I just don't see him future world champion. I don't see it.
They're hyping this Aston Martin up as a Alonso-influenced Aston Martin, and it's a 95% different to the previous concept. Here, maybe Aston Martin will turn up and have the second fastest car or something, but who knows? I think Alonso will just take a car that's semi-competitive that doesn't break down every 3 seconds.
I would love to see Alonso in a car that, maybe even just a car that can compete for podiums. And I know you could argue the Alpine, let's be real, right? The Alpine was alright, but it could never really compete for podium on outright pace. You needed other cars to drop off or to struggle, and even then, it was always Alonso's car that was crashing down. Ocon was the guy that was getting all the luck, and Alonso was the guy that was having to walk back to the garage. So
exactly.
That's what it is.
But the Aston Martin launches on the 13th of February, so make sure you check out here. We'll cover that, I believe, tomorrow. Who launches tomorrow? The 11th. It's AlphaTauri. They're launching in New York. Perez says he's nothing to fear about Danny Ricciardo taking his seat. Do you think Danny Ricciardo could take his seat?
Danny Ricciardo's test driving now for Red Bull.
Nice for a driver.
Well, I tell you what, if Red Bull hire Danny Rick, they don't win the Constructors. Danny Ricciardo's that bad, in my opinion.
Well, there you go. But would you not say
Max won't be as dominant this season?
That has to be the strongest, 3 drivers, though, in terms of 1, 2, and 3 in F1 history.
Well, on name value or current performance-wise?
Well, I'd say I mean, I know Mercedes at one point had Hamilton, Rosberg, and Ocon. So maybe you could argue that.
That's better. Because Ocon's never really lost it.
True, but again.
Oh, come on! That's a way better lineup.
Well, yeah, because I guess Rosberg's better than Perez, so it's just. But people would argue that Ricardo at his peak's way better than Ocon, but Ocon's never had the car.
But let's be real, we're not basing it on their peak, we're basing it on what they're currently. Are we not?
And Danny Rick is a honey badger's arse.
I mean,
so,
tell you what, I think Lance Stroll would bagel Danny Rick. I think Lance Stroll would qualify in 22-0.
Aye, 22-0. But anyway, guys, Lance Stroll's going to turn into the Undertaker, hit a couple of tombstones, and Danny Rick's going to be greeting. But until next time, peace.